Now let us understand some options about group policy called block inheritance, enforced, and group policy filtering in that sequence. So let me first start off with block inheritance. So let's take a scenario out here that let's say I have the support OU. So this is my support OU, and a scenario where under the support OU I have another one. All right, so let's call this Asia, right? And I do have a policy here, and that policy says block control panel. And let's say I have here a policy which says block run. So let's take an example that if I have a user A1 in this OU, that's Asia, so I understand that both the policies, since he is in a hierarchy, I understand that both the policies will apply to him. So the block control panel policy will apply to him, and the block run policy will also apply to him. Just in case I have a scenario where I do not want this policy, the block control panel policy, to apply to the down level OU, that's Asia, what I can do is on this OU, that's Asia, I can enable an option which says block inheritance that effectively prevents this policy, that's the support OU policy, from applying to the Asia OU, and that's what I'm going to show you right now on how to implement this factor. So let me close this out, and here let me create another organizational unit out here. So I'm going to right click the domain and click on this option which says new organizational unit, but I need it to be under the support OU with reference to the lab that exercise that we have out here. So I'm going to right click support and I'm going to say new organizational unit, and let me give this unit name as Asia, right? And you already know how to define a policy, so I'm going to right click, create a GPU on this domain and link it here, and let me call this block run, for example. And in order to define the policy in it, I'm going to right click the policy, click on edit, and once again click on policies, administrative templates, and the one that I'm looking out for here could be in start menu and taskbar. And let me scroll down the page, and here I have this option which says remove run menu from the start menu. Let me double click on that and click on enabled and click on apply, click OK, and that's done. Right, now all I need to do is just in a scenario where I do not want the support OU policy to apply to the Asia OU, I'm going to right click this and click on the option which says block inheritance, and with this I'm blocking the top level OU from applying downwards. So this is how you do block inheritance. Now let's look at the other option which goes by the name of enforced. So for this, let's take a scenario. Once again, it's going to be the same one. So I have the support OU and I have the Asia OU, and I can see that the Asia OU has blocked inheritance. Right now, blocking inheritance may be good, may be bad. Sometimes it could be good wherein you say that policies from the top level OU shouldn't apply to us, but just in case that you want this policy, that's block control panel, you want this policy to be forced downwards no matter what, no matter where a down level admin could probably say block inheritance, or a down level admin could probably create another policy setting that negates this policy. What you can do is you can use the option enforced on this policy. So your policy, that's block control panel, will apply no matter what. It will flow downwards, right? So this is known as the enforced option. So let me show you how to apply it. So I'm going to close out the screen, and here I'm going to right click the block control panel policy and but simply select the option enforced. So what I now do is this policy will apply no matter what to the down level OUs. Let us now discuss another policy setting that goes by the name of group policy filtering. Right. Now let's understand what is group policy filtering. So let's take a scenario here. Once again, I have my support OU, right? And in the support OU, I have a group of users. Let's say in my case, it's test 1, test 2, and test 1, right? And I may be having others. Let's take a scenario where, in my support OU, I may be having 100 users like this, right? Now, and you understand that, when you apply a policy on this OU, so let's say I apply the policy which says block control panel or whatever the policies I set, you understand that it applies to everyone in this OU. So in my scenario, let's understand that, let's say test 1 is a kind of a manager or is a kind of an admin who needs access to the control panel. So since he is in this OU, the policy applies to everyone. So what I can do is, using this option called group policy filtering, I can say that the policy applies to everyone but not this one. So I can define that using group policy filtering. I can filter the policy so it does not apply to one user or a group of users. Usually, when you're playing with policies and permissions, you'd normally apply it to a group rather than one user. But in this scenario, just to make it very simple, I'm just going to take this one user for whom I'm not going to apply the policy. So here I have the OU with the two users, test 1, test 2. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to enable group policy filtering so that the policy does not apply to test 1. So here I am on the group policy management console, and I can see the support OU, and I can also see the policy that's been applied to the support OU that I've configured in an earlier exercise. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to select this policy, right? I select this policy, and here I come on the right hand side of this page which says delegation, and on delegation, let me scroll down a bit and click on advanced. And here I can see that this policy has a setting which I'm interested in, which says authenticated users have the read and apply group policy right. That actually refers to the users in this OU. So all the users in this OU have the read and apply group policy right. So what I need to do is, I need to add that specific user, that is test 2, or let's say test 1, sorry, whom I don't want the policy to apply. And let me click on check names, click on OK to this. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to select this user, and on the right side, I'm going to select this option, deny the apply group policy right. So I am denying the policy from being applied to this user, but it's going to apply to all the other users since all of them are a part of authenticated users, but this user is going to be denied. So I'm going to click on apply. It gives me a message, is this what you really want to do? Yes, this is what I want to do. Click on OK, and that's done. So when you log off, log in from the client side as the test 1 user, you will find that the policy is not going to be applied. Let's now validate that. To validate that, let me go to the client and let me now log in as test 1, and let me try and get to the control panel. as you can see, I'm still being restricted when you know that I should probably get access to control panel, right? But I'm still being restricted. Why is this happening? One of the reasons that is happening is because the group policy takes time to effect. So the group policy update interval is anywhere between 30 to 90 minutes. So let me force the group policy to update itself. So let me go to the command prompt and run the command, that is gpupdate space /force force, and let's validate after this command completes. So let me try once again, and control panel, and here it is. The control panel now opens up since the policy has been updated manually. And let me also show you a troubleshooting command that you can run to really identify what's happening with group policy. So you can run the command gpresult space /r, and this will give information about the policy that's been applied to the current user, and in a situation why a policy is not applied, it would give you that information also. So if you notice here, right, it shows me the user settings for test 1. It says the following GPUs were not applied because they were filtered on. And if you notice, we have filtered block control panel, and if you notice, it says denied due to the security filtering in place. So we understand, we know why it's been filtered out, because we have implemented group policy filtering. So that completes our exercise on group policy.